Hello and welcome to this week's edition of Noblesville Now, presented by the Noblesville Times publications. And we are here today at the Farmers Bank. I'm Sharon McMahon, your oftentimes host of Noblesville Now, and we're going to kick off the show here at Farmers Bank with my first guest, Don Sylvie, who is president of the Hamilton County Airport Authority. Did I get all that out correctly, Don? And we're going to talk about the Indianapolis Executive Airport. And Don, I would almost wager a bet, and I'm not a betting person, that many of our viewers aren't even aware that we have an airport such as the Indianapolis Executive Airport right here in Hamilton County.
In 2003, the Hamilton County Council and Commissioners purchased the old Terry Airport. Many people knew that name.
Right.
And we have been making improvements to it. We now have a new runway. We now have a new taxiway. We have new ramps. We have new buildings. And we're providing a service to the business, primarily the business community of Hamilton County, Boone County, Marion County, Central Indiana.
Right. Well, there's we're going to talk about what everybody's talking about, Super Bowl, in just a moment. But in relation to business and what the airport has to offer, I think a lot of people don't realize how many executives are coming in and out of this area on a very regular basis.
We have a surprising number of business people that come in from New York City, from Washington, D.C., from California, from Chicago, from Florida, Dallas. Some live here and travel to their other locations and come home. Some live in Dallas and come here to do their business. It's amazing the number of corporate jets enable business people. We have one gentleman that lives in Zionsville, lives approximately 5 minutes from the airport. He's able to come to the airport in 10 minutes from leaving his home.
Wow.
He's in the air.
That's impressive.
On the way to his other office in Utah.
Okay.
It's a 2-hour time change. He can leave here at 10 to 8, be there at 8, work there for 2 hours, come home, work at his office at 116th and Meridian, and still be home for dinner.
Wow.
So it is not a toy. It enables an executive to do his job.
Right.
We've had board of directors for corporations out of New York City that have come to meet with their people in Indianapolis. Now they came in 2 planes, so in case there was any problem, but by landing up at our airport, they could be at their offices on the north side within 15 minutes of landing.
Well, that's certainly a lot different from flying commercial, as any of us who've spent, quite a bit of time in airports can attest to. Now, tell me a little bit about the size of the planes that go in and out. What would be the largest plane? That I don't know very much about airplanes, but what would be, obviously jets, I mean, big commercial jets aren't landing there, but is there a size that's normally used?
The majority of our traffic is probably around 20,000 pounds. They're twin jets.
Okay.
They're lighter than you think. We've had some as high as 70,000 pounds, 75,000 pounds, but they're more rare. The beauty of it is the newer jets are quieter. So even though we may be getting more traffic and bigger traffic, they're actually quieter than the planes we used to have in the past.
Okay.
And so that has been very important to us.
Okay, very good. Well, now, where is the Indianapolis Executive Airport located here in Hamilton County?
We're located approximately 6 miles west of Westfield.
Okay.
So we're on State Road 32, about 6 miles west of US 31, just barely across the line in Boone County. So we're the Hamilton County owned airport, but it is located in Boone County.
Right. Well, very accessible for so many, and a great location there. Now, we're going to talk about what everybody's talking about right now, Super Bowl, and I'm just thrilled it's here, but wow, we hear a lot about Super Bowl, but we're going to talk about it in relation to the airport and what is going to happen. How is the airport, Indianapolis Executive Airport, tied into Super Bowl activities?
Dan and Andy Montgomery and their assistant Bobby Beam have been working for over 16 months preparing for
Wow.
this. They've worked with the Super Bowl committee,
Yeah.
as well as our board has worked with the Super Bowl committee. We have done everything from buying meters and various equipment that we needed to do things right, to a year ago we put in over 200,000 square feet of new concrete ramp
Wow.
for parking.
Yeah.
We had originally planned for 88 planes to be parked at the time of the Super Bowl. We've now lowered that to 72.
Okay.
And all of our spots are reserved. The reason we lowered it is we've had larger planes that have called and made reservations.
Is that right?
And
Wow.
we're up to where we've had a number of planes that are called Galaxies, that are fairly nice, large planes.
Mm-hmm.
The good news is by having a larger plane, you have fewer of them coming.
Right.
Initially, they had anticipated about 1,000 to 1,200 coming in. As of Friday, they had between 900 and 1,000 reservations at the local airports.
That's great. Well, great that we have that to be able to offer to, those individuals who want to come in directly to the airport.
We have been very blessed in that last week they had training meetings for over 100 volunteers. So in addition to the 30 employees of Montgomery Aviation, there will be over 100 volunteers plus Super Bowl committee volunteers.
Oh, really? They'll be there too.
There
That's
to
great.
assist and greet the people coming in.
Well, that's wonderful. We're really rolling out the red carpet everywhere for the Hoosier hospitality, including at the Indianapolis Executive Airport. And Don, we're going to close up here. I have to ask you, I know you're an engineer.
Okay.
Are you also a pilot by any chance?
No, ma'am.
Okay, but you have such an interest in air travel, obviously.
Have learned to have an
role.
interest. I've gotten to enjoy building pavement instead of other things.
I see.
So
Well, pavements, without the pavement, we couldn't do the other things, right?
that's right.
Well, Don, thank you for joining me today. This has been very, very informative.
Thank you.
And it's been great. If anyone has any questions or would like to know more about the airport, is there a website as we close up here and phone number information we can give our viewers?
The Hamilton County website has a connection to our website, and then all of the phone numbers are on there.
Okay.
Anyone related to the board, we have a wonderful board with Ted Moran, Alan Beaver, and Bill Fry, who work very hard to make everything happen. Okay. And anyone would be happy to help.
All right. Well, Don Silvey is president of the Hamilton County Airport Authority. Got that out again, didn't I? Thank you for joining me again. And we'll be right back here at the Farmers Bank with another guest.
The Farmers Bank in Fishers at 116th and Allisonville Road, and in Noblesville on Highway 37 near Walmart. The Farmers Bank is locally owned and operated with 10 convenient offices in central Indiana, providing a full line of banking services for you and your business. What makes us different? Just visit our website, thefarmersbank.com, to see what our customers have to say. The Farmers Bank. We want to become your bank for life. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
And we are here at the Farmers Bank here in Noblesville, celebrating a very important anniversary. And if I had balloons, I'd let them go, and confetti and all that. Sid Loomis, you are the branch manager here, and I know in your own quiet banker-like way, you are celebrating here at the Farmers Bank your one-year anniversary.
We are, Sharon. We have been open 1 year.
Yay.
Last Tuesday. So
Last Tuesday.
yeah, so we're
right.
on to our second year now.
Well, it seems to me that, in fact, when you told me that before we started taping this segment, it seems like you've been open longer than that, because you are so involved in the Noblesville community, both you personally and the bank at large, by virtue of some of the many things you've been involved in. And let's start this segment by talking about that. I know that obviously you're very involved with the Noblesville Chamber of Commerce.
Right.
Thank you very much from the
Absolutely.
Noblesville Chamber of Commerce. But that's just the tip of the iceberg. What are some other things you're involved in?
Well, the bank likes to sponsor a lot of different things around town. So we're very active in the boys and girls club here in Noblesville, sponsoring basketball teams or softball teams and whatnot. We also have been involved with the Noblesville schools, so you're going to see things like our name in the sports programs. We've sponsored a few other events, fundraisers that they may have had throughout the years. We've also give away a scholarship every year to a student at the Noblesville schools, as well as up in Hamilton Heights. And then I know our Fishers branch has had a winner last year also for a scholarship, and I know that we're going to be doing that again this year as well. So
that is really neat. And I don't think there are a lot of financial institutions that do a scholarship program, so that's exciting.
You know, honestly, last year I actually presented the scholarship at Hamilton Heights last summer, and I don't recall any other financial institutions being there.
Wow.
Now, whether they were or not,
Yeah.
there may have been, but I don't remember any other banks being there.
That's,
So,
supporting our kids, to further their education. A few things more important than that. And I know that, you're talking about the Noblesville Boys and Girls Club. Wow. Well, we don't even have time to go into everything they do, but they really, really serve the population of boys and girls who just need a little bit extra and some really neat involvement in their programs there. So thank you on behalf of the community for all you do there. And I think that's part of the, I don't know, just what Farmers Bank believes in the communities that they serve. Is that right?
Absolutely. The Farmers Bank is a local community bank. We're headquartered out of Frankfort, as you know. Been around since 1876, so we've been around a long, long time. Yeah. The one thing about smaller community banks, small town banks, if you will, it has always been that they try to put money back into their local communities. And I've worked for a lot of banks, as you know, over 32 years now, and have always found that the smaller banks are really the ones that support the communities the most. And we are no different than any other smaller bank. So.
Well, we thank you for all you do. And speaking of banking, before we wind up this segment, let's talk about banking for a moment.
Okay.
Now, I hear on the news mortgage rates are at their lowest in history and so forth.
Yeah.
Is it true?
It is true. A 15-year fixed rate mortgage today is as low as 3.25%. And I personally just refinanced mine back in October at 3 3/8 and thought we have hit the bottom. And then they dropped again to 3 1/4. So
there you go.
If you're paying anything in the high 4s or above, you need to call me. Call me and refinance.
Okay. If you're looking to purchase a home or refinance the home you have, you really need to come in and talk to Sid. And Sid, before we wind up, there's really no obligation to that. And even if someone's just thinking about it and they want to see where they are, not sure how this credit score thing works, I know that you're willing to sit down with people and work through that process,
Certainly.
right? Okay.
We actually have a pre-qualification process that we
Okay.
could do. It costs you absolutely nothing to go through that process.
No obligation. That's real important. Sid, let's give the location before we wind up,
Okay.
and then we'll continue on with the show.
We are located at 16940 Clover Road here in Noblesville, out in front of the Walmart store, right next to Steak and Shake. Our telephone number here is area code 317-773-3100, and we'd love to see you.
Okay, and thank you for hosting the show today.
Oh, you're very welcome.
Noblesville Now, we certainly appreciate it, Sid, and we'll be seeing you again in the near future, I know.
Great. Thanks, Sharon.
We'll be right back.
Good food, good friends, good times. All for you at your Jim Dandy restaurant. Since 1964, Jim Dandy's friendly staff has been serving up the famous specialties from hand-breaded tenderloins to roasted chicken to homemade meatloaf and baked Swiss steak, fresh ground chuck burgers. We have the famous soup, salad, and fruits bar, daily breakfast bar, and much, much more, all at a budget-friendly price. For affordable, quality foods and a friendly family atmosphere for breakfast, lunch, or dinner, it's Jim Dandy Restaurant. Open 7 days a week at 2301 East Connor here in Noblesville.
Well, many of you may already know this, but the Boy Scouts are big around here in Hamilton County. We're going to talk about the Boy Scouts, and I wish we had a lot more time to do that, but we're going to tell you about a very important event coming up here just in a few days, actually, from when you're viewing this. And joining me is Steve Holt, who is our Hamilton County Commissioner, but you're here today with another hat on.
That's right, Sharon.
And you are, I think, associated with the membership services of the Boy Scout Council. And that's just one capacity of many in which you've served over the years. And I know it's just a true love of yours.
It is. It's a passion.
Well. And you'll always be a Boy Scout, right?
Boy Scouts can make such a phenomenal difference in the life of a young man that I don't think there's a finer way to spend your volunteer hours.
Wow. Wow. Well, you heard it here. Well, but, you know, like any volunteer organization, any nonprofit organization, funding is an issue. It's an issue, and the Boy Scouts, they need funds to offer the best and brightest, you know, programs that they can offer to these kids. And we have an event, an annual event, coming up in just a few days. And it's very exciting. I've been several years, going again this year, and we want to invite all of our viewers as well. So I'm going to let you tell our viewers all about it.
Okay, very good. I'd love to. This is the 17th annual Noblesville Mayor's Breakfast for Scouting.
Wow.
So it's quite a tradition.
Yeah, it is.
And there have been a number of mayors that have embraced it as a very worthwhile thing to lend their support to, and John Ditzler has certainly made it a high priority of his on an annual basis. And I think it's the largest fundraising breakfast in Noblesville on an annual basis.
Well, it's packed. It's always packed. There's not a seat.
Well, last year we had 275 people at the fairgrounds.
That's great.
Here in Noblesville, and we're anticipating 300 plus this year. It's just an event you don't want to miss. It's going to be February 9th.
Okay.
And it's a free will offering. So we're not selling tickets. If you'd like to come, just please come.
That's great.
And we'd love to have you join us.
Well, now, are reservations required at all?
Well,
Any kind of reservation?
well, it would really be preferable
Yeah.
as opposed to just walking in. I'm kind of glad you queued me up on that. You can call Kara Culp at the mayor's office. You can call me at my office.
Okay.
You can call Nat Baker at the Boy Scout office, and we'll be sure to
Yeah, I thought Kara might appreciate
have a spot
that.
for you when you get there.
Well, you know, a lot of work goes into planning these events, and, you know, I have to give kudos to the City of Noblesville staff. You mentioned Kara Culp and some of the other folks there. I mean, it takes a lot of planning to do this, and they do an awesome job.
We have a great steering committee, and there are probably 15 men and women on that steering committee, and everyone reaches out to everyone that they can think of and encourage people to be table hosts. And invite their friends to come. And of course, we get a lot of scouts and parents of scouts that come. And Noblesville Schools has been very supportive. And we get administrators and some teachers, and so that makes it neat.
It's all about the boys, and the boys being, you know, the best they can be. And I will tell you, the part I like best are the little guys. The little Cub Scouts, when they get up, and you always have one that speaks. You go through all the different levels, and I don't know, maybe that's just kind of a motherly thing, but, you know, because all of us there who are mothers, we remember when our little guys were Cub Scouts, and it is just precious.
Well,
I love it.
You can become a Tiger Cub when you're going into first grade, and we actually recruit the very end of the kindergarten year. So that's the opportunity for boys to form their dens and get going.
Yeah, my grandson's a Cub Scout now. Boy, am I dating myself. Oh, well, anyway, so let's give the date, the location, and all the particulars again to our viewers so we make sure everybody has the pertinent information.
Sure, it's February 9th, gathering at 7 o'clock. Breakfast is served at 7:30, and we'll have you out and on your way to to work or wherever by 8:30, 8:45.
There is no better way to start your day, and it's right there at the Hamilton County Fairgrounds at Pleasant and State Road 37. And I guarantee you, when you leave there, I don't know, it's just so inspirational. It's so inspirational, and you'll have a great time. Get to network with some people too. That's always good for all the business folks. You know, they want to network. So we hope to see you there on Thursday, February 9th, but be sure to get your reservation in.
Sharon, I can't thank you enough for asking me out to talk about it this afternoon.
It's so fun. This is one of the best events in Noblesville of the entire year, so don't miss it. I'll see you there, Steve.
I'll look forward to it.
And thank you for joining us this week on Noblesville Now. I'm Sharon McMahon, and we want to thank again Farmers Bank for hosting us this week. And we're glad to be back with you here after the start of 2012. We have lots of events coming up in and around Noblesville, and you will hear about all of them right here on Noblesville Now. Have a good week.